Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where
All
you
right.
can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Monday, so we're here for coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. I'm here with my friend and co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So sit back, relax. Let's have a great conversation. We want to say a shout out to everybody listening on the replay, watching on the replay, and we're going to get this party started. How are you, friend?
I am well, and we also got guests over in Clubhouse where Linus and Terry Johnson online. She's over there holding it down as a moderator. So we're playing in the sandbox today.
Yes, indeed.
So today is Monday. Every Monday we have a coffee, we have tea, we have thoughts, we have conversation. Whatever your favorite beverage is, mine is water today, distilled water. Anyway, Terry's probably got some orange juice or whatever. Whatever your favorite beverage is, grab it and let's have this conversation.
Yes, I'm having hot water today.
The conversation for the day is pick your team like you want to win.
Yep.
I shall say that again. Pick your team like you want to win. What does that mean?
Wow.
That means, okay, so everybody's heard about LeBron James and how he spent over $1 million a year on the team that he's surrounded himself with, his personal trainers, people that are going to help get him to where he wants to go. So that's what we're talking about today. Pick your team like you want to win. You need to have certain people on your team to win. So
we got Eileen in the house.
You need a coach.
We got Jill. How you doing, Jill?
You need a coach for whatever area you're lacking in. If it's a fitness coach, you probably want to call Linus to help her. She'll help you get yourself into shape or whatever it is that you need. For whatever part of your life you're lacking, you need to have a coach.
Mm-hmm. How about Jill for to calm our chaos?
Yes, Jill Weston to calm your chaos. And then, hi, Eileen. We have Eileen over on Clubhouse joining us. Terry Johnson online. We have Jill Weston over on the
Clubhouse.
In the Clubhouse as well. And then I want to say hi to Marion and Lauren and to Miko, who joined us in the Clubhouse as well. So, TJ, do you have anything you want to add to that conversation? We're talking about picking your team like you want to win.
No, I love this topic, and I know that you can't hear me on the live StreamYard, but we're in Clubhouse. There's some people here.
Yeah, we can hear you on the StreamYard.
Oh, okay, good. I love that. So yeah, I love that topic because you need guidance. You need to, have a plan. We always say you need a plan, you need to have a strategy, you need to know where you're going. So having guidance is important. I love that. I love this topic.
Right. And so Linus, did you want to have anything you want to
add to that?
Okay, I'll come back
she's on mute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm on mute. Okay, I'm here. I was just talking away. I really value my team that I've been able to put together because they really enable me to move my company, in the direction that I want to go. I really do believe in collaboration and I believe in delegation. I can't do it all. I might be the master brain in terms of these are my ideas and my creation, but to really make it come to life, I need team, my coach, my graphics team, my video guy, my interns, and my collaborators, the people who, help me launch these programs, who work with me on these programs. There's no way in the world I could do it all by myself. So yes, and the thing about it that's so great, that they are teams that resonate with what it is that I'm trying to do. If it doesn't feel right, then they don't become a part of the team. But if it feels right and you're resonating, it could be really a good experience.
Hey, I was going to say amen. Eileen, do you want to weigh in?
Hello, beautiful people. Thanks so much for having me on today. And I want to give a great example of my daughter. My daughter runs a real estate business here in Philadelphia. However, she lives in the Los Angeles area in California. And she put together herself a dynamite team who has boots on the ground here in Philly, because all of her investments are here in Philly. So she really needed to depend on her team, where she has a VA, she has a GC, a general contractor, then she's got me working with her YouTube and on her social media. So the teamwork definitely is making that dream work.
Yes. I'm like when we first started out, we talked about LeBron James, how he built the team, and people were like, how could you pay all that money? Well, he wants to win, so he put together a team to help him do that. He's got a strength coach, you got a shooting coach, you got a defensive coach, you got all these different people that's going to help you get to where you need to be. And so one of the other points we wanted to make out is you need to invest in your team. Make the investment. If you need a coach, make the investment. Go ahead, Terry.
I was going to say Jill had to go, but she says, Biz Chicks is part of my team. I'm on a meditation app because of their guidance and support. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your team, Jill. We'd love to see people succeed. And that's why we started Biz Chicks, because we don't like convoluted crap. We want to give people clear, concise directions that they can do something doable. And so we're glad to know that we're a part of your team. I want to say that when you are picking a team, look for people who have skills that are not the same as yours, so that you can complement one another and learn from one another.
All right. Now we have Marion, Lauren, and Tamiko here in the audience, and Anitra just joined in. Tamiko, I'm just going to act like you here in the room with us. You are in this room, but over online as well. So Tamiko, what do you use on your team, or how tell me your team experience. And let me see, I think.
Okay. Tamiko has to raise her hand. Okay, there she is. I'm going to invite her.
Okay.
She's coming up.
Thank you.
Also, we have Coach Karen in the house over here on
Ready?
Well,
StreamYard.
Number one right now. So I'm actually just getting ready to start working with the PA at the end of this month. So that'll be a first. So I'm in the team building process, I guess you would say.
Okay. Nice to know. And then Marion. Yeah, you're gonna have to unmute yourself, Marion. And I did that yesterday.
Yeah, it's hard to sometimes remember that unmute button is at the bottom. Because we see the unmute button on top of our profile, but we got to tap that unmute button at the bottom on the right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Oh, my name is Mary, and I'm from Houston, and Eileen invited me this morning. Thank you, Eileen. I definitely have a team and would not be where I am today without it. I'm a live stream host for business owners who want to have a show on LinkedIn, YouTube, and all that, Facebook. And then I also upload their audio to their podcast. So to do everything myself would be like I'd be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I have somebody who does nothing but upload all the shows to their whatever podcast they have, because they all have a different podcast. And then I have a lady that does nothing but get all the people together that are going to be interviewed. So she gets their name and their headshot and their website links and things like that. So I can do what I do best, and then I farm out all the rest.
Nice.
It's perfect.
Yeah, and see, that's what we're talking about. Now, we've talked about those type of people, like your coaches and stuff, but do you know that when you're running a business, you also have to have like a good tax person, not necessarily H&R Block or one of them. You need a tax person that understands the strategies and the laws that change so often. So you need to get a good tax person. You also need to have a bookkeeper. Now, some of these, like Tamiko said, she wears, she's a solo hat wearer. But as we're going along, we're going to need to make some adjustments. And somebody mentioned a VA, having a good VA. If they're not virtual, even if they're in person, you need to have an assistant. And we talked about the bookkeeper. And sometimes we have forgotten about insurance.
Yes.
You need to have somebody, because as you're growing your financial future, you don't want it to be taken away by other unforeseen things. So having the insurance that you need in place. Lauren or Anitra, did you all have any comments that you'd like to make? Anitra is new and Terralina is new. You can tell a new person by the little, what is that?
It's a party emoji.
A party emoji. Okay, because I'm like, okay, see, I'm learning emoji language. Guys, so I got to hang out with them. And so Lauren
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning.
So tell us.
How is everyone?
Good. Tell us about your picking a team experience.
Absolutely. I am pretty much a solopreneur, and I'm a part of a team with my mother. In terms of what we do, our roles are very different. She manages our storefront here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am more along the lines of social media and marketing and PR and recruiting. I definitely, it resonates with me about wearing too many hats. And not wearing all of them just because you can, because that's where you get burnt out or you mess up. So as a new entrepreneur, I'm definitely feeling that pressure to build a team. It's just very I guess defeating in a little bit, because you just think you're Superwoman and you think you can do everything. But I'm finding that the real strength is to just admit that you can't do everything, and successful entrepreneurs don't always do, everything. So long story short, in my case, I'm looking more probably for a virtual assistant, because administrative things have kind of fallen in my lap, and, definitely don't want to drop any balls, especially this year, because we're excited about moving to a new location and starting a new project. So that's where we're at.
Oh, congratulations. I just got to say, that's my girl, Lauren. I'm so happy to hear that you guys are getting a new location, and my daughter has someone who she found her VA, because she had done a podcast and talking about how sometimes you just have to find the right VA, because she said she failed the first time. She tried to find a VA and it just didn't work. So she has a friend who connects people, especially for the real estate, even though I know you're not in real estate, but
No, I'm very interested though. I would love
Yeah.
to meet her, and I see you have a wonderful relationship with her, and I see you guys online all the time. It's an honor to even just speak to you. So thank you. for the invite.
thank you so much. Thank
You have done so much for my business. You have done so much for us as far as live streaming, and you have been a wonderful resource. I don't think we could ever, pay you back.
Oh, that is so kind. And then I see my friend Anitra is down there. Come on, Anitra, get up here on the stage too, and you talk as well.
Yeah. And
But yeah,
I would like to say something about getting somebody to help you. Sometimes you feel like you can't afford it, and so you put it off, right? And what I find is, if you can't afford it, if you think you can't afford it, then you could find somebody to barter with. Like, give them something they need, and they'll give you something you need until you can afford it. And that has helped me a lot.
Thank you for that.
yeah, very much so. Thank you so
That's
much.
a great idea. I like that idea. Wow.
Yeah, because this is helping all of us. I came up with the topic, but I still needed help. I came up with the topic because I'm looking for help. And I know Lennis, she had offered a course or a class on how to hire interns.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up because I was thinking of it as they're speaking. My interns, there's no way in the world I could have gotten to the level I'm at now without interns. In the last 8 years, I think I have had, I've almost lost count, 10 interns, and they are awesome. How I get them is various sources, and I give a course on it, a webinar. I do a webinar on it, and I'm thinking about doing another one where I give you all of the information on where to get the interns, how to interview them, how to manage them, how to connect with the schools to be able to make sure they get credit for what they're doing, because I don't pay them. They get school credit for it. It does take a know-how to negotiate with the schools to get that done. But the thing that's great about interns is that they are in the learning mode. So whatever they don't know, they will figure it out. And it is a symbiotic relationship because you need the work done and they need the experience. And the more established you are as a business in terms of being able to be found online, and their professors and everything can see that you're a real business and not maybe somebody I wouldn't recommend this for somebody who's just starting out. But if you've been around for 6 months to a year and you have a footprint on the internet, that makes you attractive to interns. And these days, the whole idea of having virtual interns is no longer new. It was new when I started doing it a few years ago, but now that's pretty much what everybody's doing because of the pandemic. So I highly recommend that as an alternative if you can't afford to actually hire a full staff or hire any staff member.
Lennis, I would love to know, can you give us an idea of the tasks that you have them doing? Because I think we may also be a little nervous, like, I don't know if I want this person doing that or this task or that task.
Yes.
If you could tell us, that would be great.
Sure. I'm really, I run it like I would. I think my managing interns is just like how I used to manage my staff when I was in corporate America. I give them a specific scope of work, and the scope of work is based upon what I think the business need is and what their skill set is. Normally, I order social media interns, video and editing interns, and sometimes content interns. The content interns are responsible for the content for my newsletters and blogs, and maybe working in conjunction with the social media intern when it comes to content for my social media. The social media they do all the graphics and all of within the branding of whatever it is that I'm pushing at the time. And the video intern does the commercials and awareness raising stuff that's going on in my business. I meet with them once a week, and I do check everything that they're doing until I get confident enough for them to fly. You do have to be a little bit hands off for really good interns. And one way to find a good intern is to make sure you interview them properly. And that's what I teach in my webinar, to be able to see what they really can do versus what they say they can do. You also have to be aware with internships, they are in the learning mode. They're not going to always get it perfect. So if it's something that you know you need to have quickly and done well and everything else, then you want to hire someone. But if it's something, if you plot it out ahead of time, you can work with the intern. It helps to have some kind of expertise in what it is the intern is doing for you, so that you can kind of help them troubleshoot what's going on. You don't have to be the expert in it, but you have to have an overall awareness. And you have to be very clear on your strategy, how you're going to use them, what their role is going to be in terms of whatever that particular thing that they're working on. And that helps you to manage them as well. So there is some planning and preparation on your part, but it goes a long ways, and that's what will make your internship successful for you and the intern.
All right. Anybody else like to weigh in? I think, Lennis, that's excellent in helping us to understand how to work with interns, because it can be intimidating. It can be intimidating trying to decide, okay, as a VA, what do I need to do? So who in here has a VA that you're working with right now? I think one of you mentioned it. And hi, Jamie. Jamie is in the room. If you got a question or something, raise your hand and we'll see.
I believe it was Eileen who said her daughter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my daughter, well, she runs a league. She has a real estate league here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And well, she just moved back to LA in June. So out of her league, she's got all these members. Like, she's almost up to 400 members now. So of course, back when we were having in-person events and all that, she really had formed relationships with so many people. And when she was planning this move to go back and start investing remotely, she kind of vetted people. And it was easy for her to do because they meet weekly, and she was seeing them in person, knowing who would probably be capable of handling the task. And I'm not sure who approached who, but the person that she picked, is also someone who is about to become an entrepreneur. And so she is the perfect person. In fact, sometimes I get a little nervous. I'm like, I don't know how much longer she's going to be your VA, because I see her, talking about her offerings that she's going to have herself, and she may not have time for Nikki stuff. So you always got to have like a backup plan for someone like that who's very ambitious. But yeah, so that's how that worked out.
All right. So I see we're picking our team like we want to win. And the other thing that I was thinking about, when you're picking a winning team, you have to have people who have the skills, not just friends and family. Oh, I want to help. Now, in Eileen's case, the daughter has the skills. So that's not a problem, but it's the other people that, I'll get my friend, or I'll get my cousin, or I'll get somebody else. No, you need to get people who have the skill set to help you win. Anybody want to weigh in? And
I'm thinking about the fact that I love this mother-daughter collaboration. Okay, my daughter and I collaborate on a lot of things. She's very creative and knowledgeable about merchandising and things of that nature, and I am more into streaming and social media. So between the two of us, we're able to get a lot of work done, and it's been building generational knowledge, generational wealth. And I just love it when I see that kind of dynamic operating in a family.
okay. TJ, do you have anything you'd like to say? Oh, Eileen, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's ironic, because it's the same way with my daughter and myself, and then Lauren and her mom. So we do have this thing going with passing on that generational, not
Yes.
the wealth, but also the knowledge. And my daughter had her YouTube and stuff already up and running. And at one point, she even had a videographer. And I don't know what happened with him, but I think he just disappeared one day. But anyway, so it was okay, though, because the main thing was that she had the valuable content. And I would always make suggestions to her. And then one day we kind of just made it like, she was like, do you want to just do this? Like put you on payroll. I'm like, oh, okay. That's important. So, it worked out because I've been all these years that I've been on YouTube, like since 2009, and teaching people how to use YouTube. And now it really gives me a chance to put those skills to work towards a business. Even though I love being a content creator and not necessarily having a structured business, but because my daughter already had this business in place, it feels good knowing that I'm contributing to that and that empire, because, she just had a baby. So he's got to have his generational wealth in the pipeline as well.
Right. And I work with my daughter. She's a brand mentor. And so I'm learning, she set up a writing room, because I got books in me that I know I'm supposed to be writing, but I wasn't doing it. But she set up this writing room, and yes, I had to pay for it. Even though I'm mom, I still had to pay the monthly fee. But I'm telling you, by doing that, I've got 2 books in the pipeline, and I'm actually doing the writing because I needed somebody to kick me in the behind or do whatever I needed to do. And that writing room allowed me to do that. Does that make sense? I'm like, okay, I'm paying for it, so I need to get it done.
And usually when we pay for things, we participate. It's sort of like the gym. Okay, I'm going because I'm paying you guys. Okay.
Right. And you get what you pay for too. So does that mean that you don't get anything if you don't pay for it? That's just a question. It's a rhetorical question. So if you've got a personal trainer, you need to listen to the personal trainer, show up for the training. And we have Jill down here. Jill, is that Jill Bernard? Is that you, Jill? Let me see. You'll have to raise your hand, Jill. Down in the
Well, I was going to mention for those who haven't started getting help yet, and I'm not sure, Anitra, if you fit into this category or not, but have you ever brainstormed some of the tasks that you would put on, some help if you were to get a VA or an intern, like Linus was talking about, like starting like with a list? I would love to hear from you, Anitra.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me up on the stage. To answer your question, no, I actually haven't brainstormed things out. I just kind of noticed that if I need something, I'll go on Fiverr or Upwork and get it done that way. But a lot of times those people out there don't really fulfill the vision that you have. And so I've been burned a couple times with dealing with VAs down that alley. But I like how Linus was saying, you have to have your content, you have to have your social media, you have to have the other things. It's like 3 veins to think about, and I haven't done that. So that's a good suggestion to list it out.
Good.
Yeah, and because you're dealing with those college students, I think that would be a great way for you to start thinking about it. And I think we oftentimes we get kind of caught up in the social media, and I know I do. I'm definitely victim of this myself. You know, I get caught up in, I must craft every Instagram post or every tweet. You know, I got to be the one who makes my thumbnails for my YouTube. But there's nothing wrong with farming that stuff out sometimes. And, you know, and I understand, like you mentioned about getting burned with some of these sites because they don't understand the vision. And it's kind of hard to navigate those sites because you don't really have the, you might see some reviews on there. You don't know if those reviews are from real people or just their friend. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a challenge. So I'm glad you brought that up. Has anybody else ever had that, you know, like with dealing with Upwork or with Fiverr?
Well, I think one of the issues that I have is that a lot of times I don't understand the language so that I can post my request in a way that the provider understands or the vendor understands what I'm really requesting, because I'm a layman in that area. And so I'm framing the question and they have no idea what I'm talking about and vice versa. So sometimes there's a language barrier.
I have a tip for you on that. You can take a look at what other people are saying in terms of what they need that might be similar to what you need. Take a look at their descriptions and how they're spelling it out. And if that resonates with you, that might be some good verbiage you could pick up to add to your description.
Yeah, very good.
That is excellent. Thank you, Linus. Thank you so much. It is.
I got it.
Mhm.
So we normally, this room will be here every Monday at 8 a.m., but we're only going to do it for 30 minutes because you all have got to get into, go to work and apply whatever you've learned. And we want to be able to let you go and do it. That is our whole thing. Think and do. Just, we want to make it very, you know, when you get a good idea, you don't want to interrupt it with another good idea. So take what you've learned, the ideas, the concepts, the what shall I call them, insights that you have learned today, and do what you need to do and go implement them. We will be back here every Monday at 8 a.m. in conjunction with our StreamYard broadcast. And I want to thank all of the new people. I see April 2.0 just joined the room. And then Jill Bernard, Lauren, and Anitra, Tamiko, Eileen, Terralina, Linus, and TJ. Follow one another. And
I want to give a shout out to everybody watching over here on StreamYard.
right.
To Celia, Jerry Scott, Mark Ward, our resident comedian. We love you. Eileen's over here. Jill from the Breathing Space has been over here. Coach Karen, all the way from Toronto, Canada, is in the house. It's so good to see you. And let me see who else. I don't want to miss anyone. Jill Bernard has been over here asking us about Clubhouse.
I just wanted to say, you mentioned the time, but you didn't say the time zone.
Oh, the time zone is Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much, Eileen.
Okay.
We're always West Coast, 8 a.m., East Coast, 11 a.m. Right here every morning, every Monday morning. I'm going to do one and see how we do. And then we're looking at Friday, we talk tech.
Yes.
And so we're looking at doing this again on Friday. This Friday, we'll be talking tech, and TJ will be doing a social media report on what's happening. And we will also be talking about what's happening. You'll be able to hear from Dr. Tachi on what's happening in media. So it's going to be good. You know, this week in tech history, I love history, so we cover a lot of things. So looking forward to seeing you again, and we will put this up. I'll schedule everything. I want to thank Eileen and TJ for helping me through this. This is my first, and Linus, my first foray into the space.
Clubhouse, yes.
Yeah, so Clubhouse seems like we're going to have some fun over here. And we're looking forward to talking with you all next Monday and again this Friday. All righty?
All right. And I give a shout out to Christy
Thank
and
you.
all of you watching over here on our various platforms.
Great job.
All right, so TJ, you're going to have to show me what I need to do next.
Okay, so you want to in the room. So you have
I
have
got-
the option to do that. The 3 dots on the top right.
Got it. All right, so I will see you all on Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you for
Bye.
coming. Bye-bye. And we want to say thank you to all of you watching on StreamYard. We'll see you when Friday, well, we actually see you tomorrow, Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time with TJ. She'll be in talking about all things digital marketing and social media, and she'll be sitting in with Terry. So it'll be Terry and TJ or Terry and Terry on social media. Wednesday, we have Coach Karen coming in. Thursday, we're talking all about your health with Robin Shimizu and friends. And then we'll talk to you soon. And Terry, you are muted.
All right, Friday, we'll be talking tech and English. And we want you to remember, guys, to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Bye-bye.